Yo, what's up everybody? Trevor Noah here, ready to take you on a wild ride to a place you probably haven't heard much about. But trust me, you'll want to add it to your travel bucket list as soon as possible. We're heading to Asmara, the capital of Eritrea, a country in East Africa. This city is a stunning blend of Italian colonial architecture and modernist design, unlike anything you've ever seen. Imagine strolling down streets lined with pastel-coloured buildings, feeling like you've been transported straight to Rome or Milan, but then, BAM! You turn a corner and stumble upon a futuristic structure that looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. It's a place where you can sip espresso in an Art Deco cafe, then wander down the street and find yourself marvelling at a building shaped like a spaceship. So buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive headfirst into the architectural wonderland that is Asmara. Okay, so how did Asmara become this architectural marvel? Well, we've got to rewind the clock a bit. Back in the late 19th century, Eritrea fell under Italian colonial rule. Now, before we get into it, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room: colonialism. Not cool, never cool. The Italians, while they were there for all the wrong reasons, they did leave their mark on Asmara, and that mark is pretty darn impressive. Think of it like that ex who had terrible taste in music, but an amazing sense of style. You wouldn't want to date them again, but you got to admit their wardrobe was fire. The Italians, they went all out in Asmara. They saw it as a blank canvas, a chance to create a little Italy in Africa. They brought in their architects, their designers, their engineers, and they went to town, literally. They built grand boulevards, elegant piazzas, and buildings that wouldn't look out of place in Rome or Florence. But here's the twist. They didn't just replicate Italian architecture, they infused it with local Eritrean elements, creating a unique hybrid style that's both familiar and completely original. All right, enough history for now. Let's get to the good stuff, the buildings. Asmara is home to an astonishing array of architectural styles, from Art Deco and Novecento Italiano to rationalism and futurism. Walking through the city is like flipping through a textbook on 20th century architecture, except way more fun. You've got your sleek geometric buildings with clean lines and bold shapes, right next to ornate structures adorned with intricate details and flourishes. It's like walking through a museum, except the exhibits are all around you, and you don't have to pay an entrance fee. Get ready to be amazed, because we're about to dive into some of Asmara's most iconic architectural gems. First up, we've got the Fiat Tagliero building, a masterpiece of Art Deco design that's as cool as its name suggests. This bad boy was built in 1938 as a gas station and service centre for Fiat cars. The Fiat Tagliero building is shaped like an airplane, with its massive cantilevered wings stretching out over the street below. It's like a giant concrete bird about to take flight. And the details, oh man, the details! From the rounded edges and streamlined curves to the porthole windows and nautical motifs, every inch of this building screams Art Deco. Fun fact: the Fiat Tagliero building was designed by an Italian architect named Giuseppe Petazzi, who, legend has it, refused to use any supporting columns for the wings. When the building was finished, people said it would collapse. Spoiler alert, it didn't. The Fiat Tagliero building is still standing strong today, a testament to Petazzi's genius and a must-see for any visitor to Asmara. Next up on our architectural adventure, we've got Cinema Impero, a stunning example of Italian rationalist architecture that'll transport you straight to the golden age of cinema. This grand dame was built in the 1930s and was once the largest cinema in East Africa. Can you imagine back in the day getting all dressed up in your finest threads and heading to Cinema Impero to catch the latest Hollywood blockbuster? Talk about a night out. From the outside, Cinema Impero is a sight to behold. Its imposing facade, with its towering columns and geometric shapes, is a perfect example of the rationalist style, which emphasized functionality and stripped-down aesthetics. But step inside, and you'll be transported to a world of glamour and grandeur. Today, Cinema Impero is still used for screenings and events, a testament to its enduring legacy as a cultural landmark. Now let's switch gears and talk about a different kind of architectural marvel, St. Joseph's Cathedral. This Roman Catholic cathedral is one of the most impressive religious buildings in all of Africa. Built in the 1920s, St. Joseph's Cathedral is a stunning example of Lombard Romanesque architecture, a style characterized by its rounded arches, sturdy pillars, and decorative brickwork. From the outside, the cathedral is a vision in white, its towering bell towers reaching towards the heavens. But step inside, and you'll be greeted by a sense of peace and tranquility that's hard to find in the hustle and bustle of city life. The cathedral's interior is just as impressive as its exterior, with its soaring ceilings, stained glass windows, and intricate mosaics. Whether you're religious or not, you can't help but be moved by the beauty and serenity of this sacred space. Fun fact, the cathedral's bell towers are home to a colony of bats. Yeah, you heard that right, bats. But don't worry, they're harmless, and they actually play an important role in keeping the local insect population in check. So next time you're in Asmara, be sure to pay a visit to St. Joseph's Cathedral and marvel at its architectural grandeur. It's a place where history, spirituality, and architecture come together in perfect harmony. Truly a must-see for anyone visiting Asmara. Okay, we've covered some of Asmara's most iconic buildings, but what really sets this city apart is its incredible concentration of modernist architecture. We're talking about buildings that were way ahead of their time, structures that pushed the boundaries of design and engineering. Asmara in the 1930s was like a giant laboratory for modernist architects, a place where they could experiment with new materials, new forms and new ideas. And the result? A city that looks like it was plucked straight out of a futuristic comic book. We're talking about buildings with curved facades, cantilevered balconies, and spaceship-like shapes. Buildings that wouldn't look out of place in a Star Wars movie. But Asmara's modernist architecture isn't just about looks, it's also about function. These buildings were designed to be light, airy, and energy efficient, perfectly suited for the city's hot, dry climate. And here's the kicker, Asmara's modernist architecture isn't just some obscure footnote in architectural history. It's actually recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, a testament to its global significance. Now, I know we've been geeking out over architecture this whole time, but Asmara is more than just a collection of pretty buildings. It's a living, breathing city with a rich culture and a unique charm all its own. The people of Asmara are warm, welcoming, and proud of their heritage. They've managed to preserve their traditions and customs while embracing modernity, creating a cultural blend that's both fascinating and endearing. One of the things you'll notice right away is the coffee culture. Eritreans take their coffee seriously, and you'll find coffee shops on practically every corner. Eritrean coffee is a ritual, a social event that involves roasting the beans, brewing the coffee in a traditional clay pot called a jabina, and savoring every sip. Trust me, once you've had Eritrean coffee, you'll never look at a Starbucks cup the same way again. Now, as much as we love to celebrate Asmara's architectural wonders, it's important to acknowledge the challenges this city faces. Like many historical cities around the world, Asmara is grappling with issues of preservation and development. The good news is that Asmara's UNESCO World Heritage status has brought much-needed attention and resources to the city. There are ongoing efforts to restore and preserve its architectural heritage for future generations. But it's not just about preserving buildings, it's about preserving a way of life, a cultural identity. By visiting Asmara, you're not just ticking off another destination on your bucket list. You're contributing to the local economy, supporting sustainable tourism, and helping to keep this architectural gem shining bright for years to come. So, there you have it, folks. Asmara, the hidden gem of Africa, a city where history, culture, and architecture collide in the most spectacular way. From its Art Deco gas stations to its spaceship-like modernist buildings, Asmara is a feast for the eyes and a testament to the power of human creativity. But Asmara is more than just a collection of pretty buildings. It's a city with a soul, A city that will surprise you, charm you, and leave you wanting more. So what are you waiting for? Book that ticket, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the architectural wonderland that is Asmara. Your African architectural adventure awaits.